Yay. Hello, lovers and friends. Welcome back to Destiny and Eddie's YouTube channel.
Big Daddy.
Okay, Destiny and Big Daddy. Today, ooh, look at my braids. I gotta take these out, y'all. But today, we will be discussing 1, 2, 3. Before you get all right, 1. Before you get in a relationship, do this. All right, start off. What? Hold on, my grass is crooked. All right, 1, 2, 3. Before you get in a relationship, do this. What to do? No.
All right.
No, but for real, before you get in a relationship, this is what you need to do.
That's my cue?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, I know you may be thinking, what is this? Something I probably already heard of, seen. Some of you may have, but I want to break it down a little further for you, make it nice, easy, and simple. So a common mistake that I think people make in relationships is before they jump in there and get in a relationship and say all this nice, mushy stuff and everything like that, they identify each other's values. Mm-hmm. See, values gonna differ from person to person. You know, she may like one thing, I may like another thing. She may value one thing more than I value, and vice versa. Not knowing these things can cause conflict in a relationship. So it's good to know these things before you get in a relationship. Now, don't do it on the first date, you know, because if you come to a first date with this sheet I'm about to show you and slide it to her, you probably ain't gonna have a second date. Probably gonna have to be home, you know, Vaseline or something, but you probably ain't gonna have no second date, okay?
Don't do it on the first date.
But it's simple. So one of them is 2 activities. This one is a really simple one, then I get into the values. This one's just kind of ranking in importance. I kind of zoomed in a little bit. But I'm gonna say it out though too, so you'll see it. But all you do is you rank from 1 to 8, 1 being the most important. And what's on this list is kids, college, / head start after school. So kids, college, when you often hear people saving for kids, college, or giving them some money when they graduate high school. Second, we got house down payment, right? So how important is that to you to have down payment for a house, right? Then you got vehicles, then you got retirement, then you got giving, so that's like charity, tithes, whatever you know, donations, whatever giving looks like to you. Christmas shopping, you know, we all like the little Christmas shop. Some people a little more than others. You know, some people ball on the budget. Some people don't do that. She can't hoop. Vacations. So some people, you know, want to travel the world. And some people like, man, I just want to be at home, you know. Then you got weddings. People, big extravagant wedding, 250 people. Some people just, hey, we good. We can go to the courthouse, do our thing, or just do something in the backyard with 10 people. Mm-hmm. So you want to find out how important those are to each of you. And that don't make it a deal breaker. If you have differences, that's okay. You're going to have differences. You nobody want to date a clone. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no Tyrone situation.
Hey, side note.
But
check out Clone Tyrone or Tyrone Clone?
Who Cloned Tyrone?
Who Cloned Tyrone on Netflix. That was good. All right, back to what we're discussing, but that was good.
I just dropped them little analogies and bars in there sometimes.
Bars, like a Hershey.
You know, but
Hershey bar.
But anyway, so you rank 1 to 8, and then the trick is you can't use the same number twice. You know what I'm saying? So you can't be like, oh, this is second and this is second too. Ain't none of that. It's first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. That's it, right?
And 1 being a
1 is the most important.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do an example. I'm just gonna make up some numbers, right? Mm-hmm. So we got, and then y'all. The key too is when y'all do this, y'all don't share each other's answers. You don't talk about it beforehand or nothing because you don't want to have biased data, you know, because what happens is if you be like, oh yeah, a car really important to me, I gotta have a new car. If you say that out loud before this, the other person gonna tend to, let me make sure I put that, you know, or she gonna leave me, or he gonna leave me, or you know,
we not compatible.
You know,
I need my man.
I'm trying to be a man, I'm be a side piece. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to be a side piece unless you get Popeyes. So you want to rank it beforehand, you know. And don't talk about it. You talk about it after. But let's say we're going through. I'm just gonna make up some numbers here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. So on my made up numbers here, I put, damn, did I make that up or did I put that in me? Damn. Oh, anyway, retirement. So retirement, I put that number 1, right? Now let's say, hypothetically, make up some other numbers here, 7, 8. Ooh, I can't count. I hope I ain't using twice. Okay. Jesus, take the wheel. All right. So retirement is a 1 for one of the persons in this scenario, right? And then the other person, they put retirement as 1 too, right? So now the most important thing to them is retirement. Most important thing to them is retirement, right? So they're gonna really connect on that. That's gonna be great conversation for each other. It's gonna be great learning towards each other. That's gonna be great connection, great values in each other because they both strive for that. You're gonna have easier paths of getting over issues and problems, resolving from money, things like that. So that's a good one, right?
And this is saving money towards retirement. Right?
Exactly, exactly.
This is how we're spending the money, right?
Yeah, because that all ties into retirement. Because you can't be like, oh yeah, retirement important to me. I want to retire early, or I want to retire with a lot of money, and then be like, yeah, we about to go to Fiji, 3 times a year. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't vibing. So they both important. So that tends to believe you're not gonna have that much conflict in certain areas related to that, such as finances, right? Because y'all gonna be on the same page.
And just a disclaimer, we did do this. Like Eddie did do this with me. I want to say we were already dating, like maybe 4 or 5 dates in, maybe, or 3 or 4 dates in. He might have our results, but honestly, this helps me and first of all, he did it. Like I'm like, oh, okay, you gonna talk about what I value and like how I spend money. But no, doing this taught me. Actually, retirement is his number 1. And it actually taught me
total coincidence that I put it on.
Yeah, but like it actually taught me like, okay, this is what's important to him and why. So this is just a disclaimer with it. We did do this together. Right in the beginning, not like I said right in the beginning, but like I said, 3 or 4 dates in, or 4 or 5 days in, we did do this together. So we're not telling y'all what we think. We're telling y'all what we know. We did this. So my bad to cut you off, babe, but I did have to say that. Like it did.
It helps you understanding of the person because a lot of times you have disagreement in something, and you like that's stupid to me, or like I don't get that, or that's not important, or that don't matter. That's small. This is small to you. That don't mean it's small to the other person. So this helps see that, and then you understand why, because that's the conversation you're gonna have. Oh, why is that important to you? Why? So you understand that other person's perspective, and now y'all can help, with growing your relationship. Yep. All right, so retirement 1, that's good, right? But then let's say, all right, second most important for one person is giving. The next person, they giving is 5th, right? So you got somebody who like, man, I really like giving. I really like tithing. I really like donating, volunteering, whatever that looks like. And the other person, they 5th. They kind of, right? But right there, because you're doing this before the relationship, you got thinking to do now. All right. So I'm with this person. They're going to want to donate money to these places. They're going to want to do walk for cancer foundations. They're going to want to, donate to the church fund, the building fund. I don't know about the building fund at the church. The building fund. All right. Okay. Donate to the building fund. Things like that. Now, if you somebody that's opposite of that, I think people waste their money doing that. I think what's one of the places people donate? Red Cross. I think Red Cross was a scam. I don't like. You know what I'm saying? That's conversation right there.
We're not saying Red Cross is a scam.
Yeah, not saying that. But that's conversation right there, right? Because if that's something that you just, oh man, no way. That's a conversation you ought to have now. Or that's somewhere you had that conversation and you talk about the person, why that's important, and then they explain, hey, when I was 10, making this up, but when I was younger, I was in need. We didn't have money sometime, or we needed help paying our light bill or something like that. So I value giving more. Or I grew up in the church, right? And then my parents, they always donated money to church, and they just taught that to me as a value as a child. So you may have been before that conversation like, that's dumb, I don't get it. But then after you hear that, you may go, oh, okay. Even if I don't feel strongly about it, I understand it now.
Understanding.
So that can be fine, you know. So those are things of conversation.
Another good one that you made me think of when it comes to giving in charities. Another reason somebody could say is just like, I love giving to this specific charity because they actually helped my mom or helped me. Like one of those Christmas, toys for tots or something like that. It's just like, it was a time where, we didn't have Christmas toys and this organization provided it for me or whatever the case may be. This is why I give to them. Like, you never know somebody's story. So, sorry, babe. I just thought that was a good example. Yeah. That was definitely a good example.
Right. And I'll do one more example and then I'll move on. I ain't gonna run down the whole list, but you'll start to get the picture. Next one, wedding, right? So on this one sample here that I did here, one person has a wedding as an 8. So not important. They cool. Getting married, fine, but extravagant, whatever, it's whatever, Other person got it as a 2.
Okay.
So now that could be major conflict of values, right? Mm-hmm. Major conflict of interest. That's just igniting a conversation. Why is it so important for you to have that big wedding? And that's going to reveal something. Then why do you not think it's important to have that big of a wedding? Or it doesn't have to be big, the quality of it, the type of food, the location, right? Having it outdoor, whatever that looks or like,
state.
Yeah, having out of state, the travel, destination wedding, right? Having those conversations so you understand the person. And then again, you're doing this beforehand, right? Because a lot of times people, they get in relationships, they had kids, they get married.
And don't even talk about
all this stuff. And it's like, oh, I had no idea you felt like that. Yeah. Or they felt like that, but y'all never talked about it. And you don't even know why or had an understanding. So then you end up in these pitfalls later on down the line. Yeah. So having those conversations again important. So wedding, you never know what you can find out. It's important to me because no one in my immediate family ever been married. Yeah. So I want to make sure I do it big. Mm-hmm. Somebody else may say, oh, well, I'm making this up. I read a book and they said that most big weddings, end quicker than smaller weddings or something. Whatever that conversation looks like, so you're on the same page.
In no way are we saying these are like deal breakers. This is a way for you to communicate and talk to each other about it. So he did say that in the beginning, like these are not meant to be deal breakers. This is meant to start a conversation. So if you do talk about like a wedding and, one is an 8 and one is a 2, talk about it. And then, like I said, with Eddie, like perfect example with us, my number was, I don't know if it was like a 2, but it was lower than his. So his probably was like a 7 or 6 or 8. And mine was probably like a 3 or 2. And our conversation was, he taught me ways to how to save for the type of wedding I wanted. So he didn't discount like, oh no, you tripping. It was, we talked about it like, okay, this is how we are going to save towards it. It just it starts a conversation on how you guys can, again, understand each other. And then kind of like that compromise too, So yeah, like I said, I just wanted to throw that disclaimer out there too. Like, this is not to be made to be a deal breaker. We're saying do this before you get in a relationship to start the conversation and seek that understanding, to understand each other, why they value whatever it may be more than the other thing. So, and
again, that's very important, again, to do this without discussion when you're going through the activity. Mm-hmm. You don't want biased answers. You don't want you don't want the other person to look at the numbers either. Think of it like you in school and you got a test, cover up, put your numbers down, and then y'all talk about, share about, you want the natural, no pressure, unbiased answer of how they feel about whatever category y'all testing. And if you do this right, I ain't gonna say it's impossible, but I'm gonna say it's 99% impossible that you line up each number the same on each category. BS. It's a percentage point out there just for the heck of it, but it's 99% impossible. So both of you gonna have to understand and compromise. Yeah. Because you're gonna have something as a 1, they're gonna have something as a 6. You're gonna have something as a 3, they're gonna have it as an 8. And again, you're doing this before the relationship because that's gonna be a part of the relationship in the whole.
No answer is wrong. That's what we're telling you guys.
Right?
No answer is wrong.
Cover it up.
Yeah. No answer is wrong.
It's okay to have different values. It's okay to value things with different importance. And then we ain't gonna get into this on this video, but this 2-part of this will also link with finances and spending, right? Because then a lot of one of the number one reasons people separate is because of finances, right? Yep. So this links to finance. So that'd be what I call put your money where your mouth is. Because if you say, oh, it's important for Christmas shopping, that's a 1, then okay, we need to save up money for Christmas shopping. Mm-hmm. Or if you say that kid fund, you know, I love my kid, I want to make sure they have a head start. They're gonna graduate with 20,000. All right, cool.
Gotta put that money away.
Put that money right there then. You know, so that's a part of that too. And this again, it'll make that process easier because you'll understand why they value that, why the other person value that, and then you can kind of guide that. This will help shape your budget right here. But that's a whole another. That's another.
We
topic.
should do another.
That's another.
Let us know in the comments if you want to see a video of how we break down. When I say we, how he is the finance guy. How he breaks down. We do it together. But oh, thanks, baby. How what I want to say, babe? How we break down the finances, I guess, in different buckets. Over the year, or the process of 12 months, the year. Please put in the comments if you want to see that. Like, how do you move forward once you got the values? How would we move forward in planning or budgeting for those values? So we can definitely discuss that in another video. But we wanted to get it across right now in this video to do this before you get in a relationship, to at least start 1, communication, 2, an understanding, 3, a compromise. So that's what we wanted.
I got another little chart here. You want to say that? You want to roll into it? Roll into it? All right. So that's that activity. Second activity.
What do we call that activity, man?
Man, we got to think of a name for it.
Help us think of a name for this activity.
I think it was. We'll call it activity A for right
activity
now.
A.
And we'll have activity B. Because activity A was very simplistic. You can just rank them with numbers. You ain't got to think that hard. You just putting a number on someone. This one has no numbers. This one has words. This one has words and colors and all that good stuff. But this one has words. So this one is about what the person values as a whole. So this is not necessarily a specific thing like Christmas, wedding. This is their values as a person, right? So these are things such as health, freedom, family, adventure, love, power, security, friends, helping others, spirituality, growth, fulfillment, expression. So this is their person's intrinsic values as a human being. Nothing to do with you, nothing to do with the relationship. This is how that person feels and how they value things in life as a whole. Regardless if single, regardless if they single, with somebody, separated, whatever. This is them, which you got to understand that person, right? So some things to think about when you're deciding which words to use. In this category here, you want to use 5. So you're only going to pick 5. You're going to put the most important one in the middle.
In the center, okay. I'm talking like we ain't do this. We did do this, y'all.
Been a while.
Little bad, yes.
So the questions before you go thinking of these words and what it means, which word to use. So think about it this way. And there's some questions on the side to help you think about it. What do you value in life? Why do you get up in the morning? Why do you work so hard? What purpose does money serve you? If you were gifted $10,000 right now, here's $10,000, what would you do with it? If you were gifted $100, what would you do with it? What's important to you? Okay.
Good questions.
So I'm gonna roll the example here, right? So I'm just gonna make up.
So think about those questions, and with those questions, that's where you pick the words.
Correct.
There you go. And yes, we did do this activity. Eddie had me do this activity. Like I said, I think we did these together, right? I don't think they were separate. Yeah, we did them together. So it was like, boom, activity A. And then it was like, after we finished that one and talked about it, it was like, boom, activity B. So yeah.
All right. And the same rules apply. Y'all don't share answers. One of y'all cover up your test and your exam. Write your words. Other person do the same. Y'all discuss after because you just want the honest, true answer about that.
Pause.
All
right, we good.
All right. So for our example, we got family in the middle. So let's say person A, they say a family, they value family. Like, what does that mean? Because the person, for example, maybe they got a big family, right? And they grew into a lot of family functions growing up. They had a lot of family reunions. You know, they all spent a lot of time with their brothers and sisters or parents, whatever that looks like. For whatever reason, they value family. Or you could have the opposite, right? You could have somebody who didn't grow up with a tight-knit family and they seen that though elsewhere. So that's kind of what they crave and that's what they want to have, right? So that's their value is family. having that cohesiveness with family, doing being with family, spending time with family, giving to family, like that's their thing, and that's with you or without you. That's how they move, right? That's what they value. So you may, on the other hand, say you don't have family on there. Now that could go one or two ways. That could be a deal breaker because you may come out of that with, well, I don't want kids, or I hate my family for whatever reason. I don't want to be at reunions and picnics or whatever. And if the other person feels very strongly about that, that's a deep conversation you guys are going to have to decide on and think about. Again, it's better to have these conversations at this stage before the relationship, or at least the beginning stages of it, than to wait year, 2 years down the line, or even, like I said, we even in the marriage, finding things out like this, and you don't
want kids,
right? Right. Some of
y'all been married for 2 years. You ain't know that.
Okay. So having that discussion about the family, because that's, for one person, that's going to be extremely valued, and then you understand they're going to move that because they value family. Their actions are going to move that way.
Yep.
Consciously or unconsciously, that's how they're going to move, right? So let's say, for example, they get, like I said, an example. What would you do if you win $10,000? Right, that person going to go, you know what? I'm going to give my brother $1,000, my sister $1,000, because that's how they feel. That's what they value. That's important to them, right? Exactly. Now, if you got somebody else on the other side, like, oh, family not that important, and they say, health was their middle thing, they make, I'm going to go buy a treadmill. Right? Now, if y'all don't have an understanding of each other, that could cause a big conflict. I'm trying to pay my brothers and sisters $1,000, and you trying to buy a goddamn treadmill, and you ain't even worked out all year. But whatever that looks like, so it provides that opportunity to have those conversations. And again, it's okay if you don't have the same things. It's just get that conversation out there to figure it out. Health is an example on here. Love is an example on here that's on this one as well. So love could be, romantic.
Vacations.
Fairy tale, vacations, all those things could be very important. And then you may find out that's very important for the other person. They may have that in there too. Now you go, oh man, we're going to really click on this, right? And then that may think about that question, why do you work so hard? Why do you get up in the morning? And things like that. They could be striving for that. I'm working hard towards that. I come home early for that. I go, we go on dates for that, so that's that thing. You can also have adventure. Adventure was one of the options. So you can have one person that loves to travel, skydive, skiing, all kind of adventurous stuff, right? And you may have somebody else who loves that too, right? Now y'all gonna be really driving on that, really clicking on that, rolling in the same boat. Or you have someone that's more important and then not as important as another one, right? And then that's, again, there's that conversation to have. What does adventure look like to you? I think we just need to go on a trip 2 times a year or something, right? That made the other person who didn't have that on there as a high value. I understand why you want to do that, why you like that. You've been doing adventures all your life, blah, blah, blah. That's compromise. Now, they may say, well, I think adventure is we got to go skydiving every month and go to the ski resort for a month out of the year. That may be okay, wait a minute. Hold on, So, again, driving that conversation, understanding the values, what wakes you up in the morning, what drives you, why do you work so hard, having those conversations and really diving into those topics. Because, again, 99% chance you're not going to have the same thing.
And that's okay.
And that's okay. And even if you got the same thing, some may be for different reasons. One person may have a high level of, let me give you another example of spirituality. One person may have a high level of spirituality because I grew up in the church is what I know, and spirituality is important because I was always in the church. Somebody else may have a high view of spirituality from a non-church sense. They may didn't even attend church,
nature,
but more so it's nature. They like meditating, yoga. They like taking in elements. They don't believe in traditional medicine, Tylenol. They believe in herbs and stuff like that. So you can have 2 different reasons for it. But again, having that understanding of the person values. Again, we did this.
We did. And we get married, okay? So we was good.
The proof is in the pudding.
The proof is in the pudding.
Yeah, and you gonna have these conversations, and some of them may go great, some of them may not go great, some of them may not be unanswered right there in the moment. But again, you want to know these things going in.
Yeah. Beforehand.
You don't want to find these out later down the line.
And it do show in a relationship, honestly. I like doing this is reminding me when we first did it and being in our relationship going on 3 years, things that happen in our relationship, like reflecting back to doing this, it's like, oh wait, I do see that. Like retirement is important to him, and he actually puts money towards his 401k. He has different account set up and all of that stuff. Like it shows, so you do really see it throughout your relationship, and the fact that you talked about it in the beginning helps for you to better understand as time goes. Like, oh, this is why she keeps planning a trip every summer, or he keeps wanting to go to every family event. It kind of helps you understand, like, oh yeah, we did do this activity, this beforehand. So I definitely think you guys should do this. We will put a lot of the description, a lot of what we talked about in the description below. So check that out. Is there any way, do we have this on the computer, babe? I don't know if we could put a link, like put the PDF, like, I don't know.
Save the PDF or something.
We'll see. But yes, check out the
description. Work.
Yes.
Work,
so, but please, if you need to restart this video, restart it. And then, like I said, just create. You can just write out on a sheet of paper, all the topics that we said, and then like put the numbers. It's really easy, really quick. But like you said, do this before you get in a relationship.
Because honestly, when you think about it, like if you didn't do it, you just rolling the dice on how you move it. You know what I mean? So like when I got in a relationship with Destiny, if we didn't have that conversation of me knowing that family is important to her, love, growth is important to her, like knowing those things affected the way I treated her. Knowing those things affected the gifts that I gave her. Knowing those things affected the grace or forgetting, whatever those things affected that, because I understood that those are important to her. She valued that. So without that, you just kind of winging it.
You understood my why, I guess, behind certain things that I did.
Because I can't, you talk to somebody sometime and it's, oh man, I don't know. That's one of the worst things to say is like, it's no big deal. People say that a lot, it's no big deal, but it was not a big deal to one person, it's a big deal to somebody else.
Yep. I agree.
Know what your partner's big deals are and understand what they are.
Understand. So remember, if you don't remember anything else in this conversation, remember to, number 1, communicate. Number 2, understand. Number 3, compromise.
And understanding is not right or who is wrong. It's understanding. It's not trying to change somebody's opinion. It's not you bad, you good, you right, you wrong. Understand.
Yep. All right. Anything else, Dave? We good?
That's all I got. If you need some assistance on doing those activities, I'm also available for that. We could talk to you about them.
Leave a comment, okay?
We could do a meeting, a Teams, a Zoom.
Oh, shoot. I don't know, y'all. Teams, no.
Leave
us a comment. We will reply. How about that? We will reply to your comment. If you need any assistance, any questions you may have, we will definitely reply to your comment, okay? All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in to our YouTube video. Please, 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 please like, comment, and subscribe. Share. We definitely want to spread our love and our experiences with the world. So please do us a favor, like, comment, and subscribe to this channel and share it. But until next time.
Peace out, lovers and friends.
Peace out, lovers and friends.